Welcome to the Art Project. This is drawing challenge number 10, I think, and we're finishing up form. Next week we're going to start on value. Keep watching. I'm going to start with this little bottle of ink and walk you through analyzing and diagramming this bottle. As you can tell by the little picture, this bottle has got a square bottom and a cylinder top and tapered sides. So at first glance it may seem like it has a really odd shaped body to work with, but we're going to analyze it a little bit and simplify it and then make it more complex. So basically we're going from this complex object to a simplified way of looking at it and then back to the complex. So first of all, at its biggest area, it is a square on the bottom, and the top of it is almost as tall as it is wide. A little bit taller maybe. So I know how to draw a cube, so I'm going to draw a cube right here. Basically, at the top there's two sides that are parallel to one another, and the opposite two sides are parallel to one another. The front side comes down, the back corner comes straight down. By the way, these should be parallel with the side of the paper. And then the bottom down here is parallel with the top. This is sort of approximately what the shape of the bottle is. I'm making my cube a little bit longer because I didn't like a little bit taller. Okay, now as I said before, the bottom of it is a square, just like the bottom of this cube, and you can't see the whole bottom of the cube, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. And the top of it is a cylinder, so the bottom of the bottle here is not going to be much different from this, but the top is quite a bit different. The way you find the center of a four-sided object is to connect opposite corners. So if I connect this corner and this corner, that'll give me the middle of that cube. And I'm going to draw a circle, or an oval actually, right there. I'm going to put like the same amount here, here, here. Just kind of work my way around it, make a good oval. From there, just like any other cylinder, I'm going to drop it down. I don't feel like this is quite right. Here we go. Straight down, straight down. The bottom of it down here is going to match the top of it right there. Or should. So now I've got this top inside this cube. And then this tapers. So I'm going to go up from there and up from there. And I'm going to look at where it comes out from behind the bottle per my eyesight, per my perspective. It's about right there. It goes down. And it has kind of a curved corner. Same thing over here. Where does it come out? And by the way, this part right here is parallel with that. And this part right here, I believe, should be parallel with that. So I probably need to straighten that up a little bit. This part is parallel with that. And I can see this, like this edge right here is parallel with the bottom, and the bottom, this bottom, is parallel with the top of that cube. So that's how I'm thinking through all of these things. And then this part is parallel with this line. and this part over here is parallel with this line. And then there we have it. Now, the front of the bottle's got a label on it. And I usually like to draw the labels just to kind of give it a little bit more complexity and interest. So I'm going to just draw this label, which the edge of the label is parallel with the front of the bottle, or the corner of the bottle. And then it goes across the bottom of the, it's parallel with this line. And I'm looking at all these things as I do it. You know, like I'm not just making it up. I'm examining this, and I've been doing it for a while, so I'll probably examine it faster than makes sense and makes it seem really easy. It's got a curved top, so I'm curving it right there. My bottle's not 100% like this bottle, I don't think, but it's close, and I'm happy with it. And so now I'm going to take my Sharpie pen, and I'm going to go around it. I have now diagrammed this bottle. I don't know another way to say it. Diagram just seems like the right word for me. If you have another word that you would use, I have picked apart this bottle and figured out how it was designed, or in what way it was simplified. I'm not going to connect these lines because they're curves. And, well, yeah, no, I'm just going to kind of hint at it a little bit, like this and this, and the label. Now, if you want to get all kinds of fancy and draw what's on the label on the drawing, you go for it. Then you can erase all the pencil line if you want to, but I think for our purposes, I'm going to leave it because I find it interesting, and I can see it's kind of like learning math. Your teacher always wants you to show your work. Well, I'm showing you my work, and I'm also doing the drawing. All right, let me ramp this up a little bit. I'm going to draw this thing of right guard. It also is fairly rectangular in shape. It just has some curves thrown in there. So I'm going to set this over here. I know maybe it's strange to do a bottle of deodorant, but I was looking for interesting shapes and shapes that we could talk about, and that was one of them. So here we go. I'm going to do, this time I'm going to do basically it's like the way you would do a cube, but it's a rectangle. So I'm going to make a longer side and a shorter side. Try and keep it kind of in proportion with what the bottle or what the container looks like. Again, the sides go straight up and down parallel with the side of the paper. I want to look at how tall it is compared to how wide it is. So I'm looking at this width and this height, and I'm comparing them, and I'm trying to make this look like that. Alright, so that's essentially it. It's like a big sponge. But the corners are rounded off. So I'm going to round off this corner. And by the way, I'm looking at the middle right here, and I'm going from that middle part. And I'm rounding off that corner, going from that middle part. Same thing over here, find the middle, round it, round it. This changes things a little bit because this is no longer the edge of the rectangle or the bottle. This is. So right here, I'm going to make a line that goes straight up and down, parallel with the first line that I made right there. And then I'm going to round it off when I get to the bottom so that it's like this. And over here, the new edge, the new side. I'm going to round it off a little bit, but especially over here. Now if you want to, you can draw the back of this cube. Now I'm should have done this beforehand, but if you do this, you can now see where the middle of that was, and you can round this off accordingly so that you have this the same as that. Alright, so I'm not sure what happened to the rest of the footage there of me drawing the diagram of the deodorant can, but we're just going to move on. I got a cassette tape, and I'm going to sort of diagram it. The crisscrosses basically examine where the different parts are in regards to other parts. In other words, where is that rectangle in the middle and where are the holes and so on. Had to shift the holes around a little bit to get it to look right, and I'm not really sure that I actually got the cassette tape looking just right. It also went off the bottom of the paper, which was unfortunate, but it's alright. We move on. So after doing that and getting that right, I decided to move on to a bottle of paint. So I got when I say a bottle of paint, I really mean like a tube of paint. And to me, it was more cylindrical. And I started doing this with a cylinder instead of a cube. So sometimes you have to do that. And I also, because the cylinder was like squished, well, it made because it was squished at one end, it made it bigger than the cylinder. So that was kind of fun. And then I went on to a little squeeze bottle with a cone-shaped top. And that was interesting. Started with the cylinder, found about halfway, put a little top part on it, and then the cone, and just continued to kind of work. The most important thing here, listen to this, guys, the most important thing is that you are simplifying in your mind and reconstructing the simplification. Because whenever you look at something, it's usually hard and overwhelming at first, and you don't even want to draw it, you want to procrastinate. So the idea here is to break it down into simple parts. So basically fill a page with some objects that you mentally dissect and figure out and analyze on your own. Draw them, make them look nice, go over them with Sharpie or some other ballpoint pen, and just make an interesting sheet of paper and practice and hone your observation skills and your mental thinking skills and so on. That's it. Go make some art. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Share it. Subscribe. Bye-bye.